everybody, welcome to another video. So today I wanted to do a video on whether you can get Jeep parts quality on Amazon and eBay. So I basically have four places that I source parts from. I have Extreme Terrain, Quadratec, both are based in Pennsylvania, and then Amazon and eBay. So when I first bought the Jeep, I was hearing a lot of like, oh, you should buy, you got to buy American and this and that, which I believe in anyway. But when I would buy from Quadratec and Extreme Terrain, thinking that, well, they're an American company, it turns out they're just distributors. And when everything started showing up, the boxes all said made in China. And so if that's the case, then why couldn't I just get the same thing on eBay or Amazon for usually 30% less, sometimes 25. But so anyway, I'm gonna go over some parts that I have on the Jeep here. Some from Extreme Terrain, some from Quadratec, some from Amazon, eBay, and we're gonna go over everything and see if this helps you because like everybody else, I'm on a budget too. I can't just be throwing all kinds of money at this thing. So anywhere I can save money is great. But the thing is, you have to know what you can buy on Amazon and what you can't. There are some things you don't want to buy on Amazon. So let's get into that. All right, we're gonna start right here at the front. So this bumper here, I love this bumper. It's a mid-width. Got the bull bar. I got this on Quadratec. I don't remember. I think it was like $350-ish or something like that. So now I have been seeing this exact same design on Amazon and eBay for like cheap. I've seen it as low as $150. I think I've seen it at like $200. And I was like, well, if I get those, the powder coat's gonna come off and it's gonna be a piece of crap and it'd be made in China. So I spent the money and got it from Quadratec. And the box showed up and it says big letters right across the box, made in China. So, but good news is this thing is 2 years old, almost 3 years old, and no sign of decay. No sign of, the powder coat coming off, no sign of rust. It's doing pretty good, and it takes a beating, and it's hanging in there. So that, I think either way, if I'd gotten it on Quadratec or Amazon, it would have been fine. I don't think it's a huge deal. So, okay, next we're gonna go with the fog lights, or off-road lights, whatever you want to call them. These are Amazon. These are the third or fourth set I've had, and not because the other ones went bad, but because I just got bored and wanted something new. These are amazing. So I have it hooked up so that when I have my headlights on or when the markers are on, these come on. These side lights come on, and then I have a switch that operates these four, and they're bright as hell. And metal casing, stainless steel hardware that I just put these on a couple of weeks ago, so we'll see how well they handle the elements in the New England winters. But so far they look pretty solid. Now these were a little more expensive. I was like, oh, $90, that's not bad, I'll buy them. And then it showed up and it was just one of them. So so it was basically $180 for the pair. So I spent a little more, still on Amazon, still a Chinese brand. Don't even ask me what the brand is because I don't know. But yeah, very, very good, real good quality, really bright, built well, waterproof. So we'll see how the finish holds up over time, but so far so good. And then in contrast, this is one of the old ones. Now this is a real cheapo. This is probably $25 for like the pair of them. Now you'll see like this is quote unquote stainless steel, but it's all rusted and corroded, and these were only on for maybe 6 months. But you get what you pay for. These were I think $25-30 for the pair, and they were pretty bright, and they were good. I think they did end up getting some water in them. I think that might be why I replaced them, so that's not great. But anyway, moving on. All right, next we're gonna go. This is, I think, one of the first mods I did to this thing. So everyone laughs about the stock Jeep halogen headlights because they're like hilariously bad. So these are the I think these were Nilights. I got these on Amazon, and back I remember when I was looking at these and I was just getting into buying Jeep stuff. I was like, oh yeah, and everyone's like, you need to get JW speaker. I'm like, okay, great. How much are those? Oh, they're like $900. Oh, good. Yeah, no, I'm no slut. These were $90 for the pair. I've had them for over 3 years, and they are beautifully bright. They still work. No signs of water getting in them. Everything has been great. So I highly recommend. And then I know on Amazon, Sun Pi is another Chinese one that people like. They're really durable and they've been working great. So you might want to try that. So then right below that is these are some blacked out turn signals. They work great. No problems with those. Got them on Amazon. I think they were like $40 for the pair. No issues. And then down back in the bumper again, these fog lights also on Amazon. Absolutely no issues. They get muddy and they get water and they get everything, and they still work great. So no issues. Okay, before we leave the bumper, let's do the winch. So this is obviously a Deegan 38, but basically all that means is they took a cheap Chinese winch and put their own badging on it. I bought this from Extreme Terrain, thinking that like it wasn't super cheap. It wasn't really expensive. It was probably between $500 and $600, I think, which is average for a 9,500 pound winch. So first of all, it works great. I've used it a few times, and it's got the synthetic line. It works great. It's really strong. So no complaints with it. It came with the aluminum fair lead, so everything's good. But here's the thing, like, because I looked at winches, I went up and down and catalogs and websites and everything, and I was just like, oh man, what am I gonna get? So I didn't want to get like a cheapo on Amazon because I felt like that was gonna be a piece of crap. So I spent a couple hundred extra dollars and got one off of Extreme Terrain, and it's basically exactly what you would have gotten if you just got a cheapo on Amazon and put some stickers on it. It's exactly that. So it works good for me, so I have no complaints. But like you can see, this thing has been on maybe a year, and like it's all started, the powder coat's starting to corrode. The stainless steel is starting to rust. For those of you who don't know, stainless steel is supposed to not rust because it doesn't have as much iron in it as regular steel. So steel is carbon, nickel, iron, and I think maybe one or two other metals. Anyway, so with stainless, they put less iron in it. And then like the cheap stainless, there's different grades of stainless. The cheap stainless it barely has less less iron in it, so it still rusts. So unless you spend all kinds of money on stainless steel, it's not really stainless. So anyway, but like I said, the winch works good, so no complaints. But just so you know, you can spend $600 and still get the same thing you would have gotten for $300 on Amazon. So okay, so this is kind of a combo story. This brings in Amazon and Extreme Terrain. So I got these fender flares on Extreme Terrain. They the Weston Sniper, I believe, is the thing. And again, back then when I bought these, this was like 2020, I think. I believe that if I bought through Extreme Terrain, I was buying American. So anyway, once again, the box shows up, and it's made in China. So anyway, here's the funny part, though. So they were lost in America for weeks. I got the back ones in, and then the front ones didn't come in, and I was calling, and nobody knew where they were. It was weird. It was just weird. So, but anyway, I was patient and I waited. So then they finally showed up, and I don't know which one it was, but there was a big. The powder coat came off. It was basically, you could tap it and hear it click, and it flaked off. They had all kinds of scratches on them because the box was destroyed. But which is fine, but the powder coat coming off is what pissed me off. So anyway, I called Extreme Terrain, and they're like, oh yeah, you just go get some Rust-Oleum and sand it down. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I just spent $900 on these. I shouldn't have to do that. So anyway, they gave me a credit of like $100. I did end up just sanding them down and painting them myself. And but anyway, with the credit, this is what's funny. I bought taillights for this, LED taillights, not these ones. These are Amazon ones. But anyway, the LED taillights that I bought from Extreme Terrain were $125, something like that. And within 6 months, one of them was bad, and then they both went. So I ended up replacing them with some cheap Amazon taillights, and then I ended up getting the ones that are on there now that I just showed you, and those were $90, and they are awesome. They are bright. The reverse lights are bright, and everything. So anyway, so long story short, again, just because you buy it from Extreme Terrain or Quadratech doesn't mean you're getting quality. But these have been good so far. I paint them every year. I sand down rust spots. I paint them. And then I put a protective coating on the insides, just because this is New England and we get a lot of salt and everything. So, but so far so good. But yeah. Oh, and also too, right before I ordered these, I had ordered some fender flares on Amazon, and then they never showed up. So then that's when I canceled the order and then bought these. And then all of a sudden, after I had installed these, the Amazon ones showed up. So I took them out of the box and looked at them, and the powder coat was really good, and they were actually built pretty well. So I don't think there's much difference between ones you'd get on Amazon and these ones. And again, they're all made in China anyway, so it's basically the same thing. While we're here, these Ender fender liners, so you can get, they're aluminum and they're powder coated, and you can get these on any Extreme Terrain, or you can get them on and they're like $250, $300, $350. I've seen them. This is the exact same thing on Amazon for $80, and they have been on as long as the fender flares, and they are incredibly durable. No issues with any powder coat. They fit perfectly. They went right in. So yeah, I'm very happy with these. Let's go over some interior stuff real quick. So obviously I just did a video on the phone mount and the bar. Love that. The radio, still love that. Amazon, can't even pronounce the name. More consonants. I think it's all consonants. There might be one vowel in the name. It's ridiculous, but this thing works great. I've had it on for months now, and probably 6 months. Works great. Love it. Let's see. Oh, the manual shift boot. That I found on eBay. It's somebody in England that makes them, and they're actually leather, and it was pretty cheap. I think it was on under $100, and they shipped it over, and yeah, I mean, I kind of had to modify the plastic part of it to make it sit on there right, but it was worth it. I love the look of it. It's much better than that rubber accordion boot that it had. So that was on eBay, and that was just somebody who sews them up and sells them on eBay. So it was a good find. So I have a video of the subwoofer that I installed. Well, I blew it up, and so this is the new one. This is also off of eBay. It's a little bit bigger. This is an 8-inch. The old one was a 6-inch. This thing sounds amazing. It looks pretty cool. I have it mounted in the trunk thing that I built. It's hardwired. Everything works great, so no complaints. The only reason I blew up the old one, which I'll show you, this little guy here. The only reason I blew that up is because I just was having a bad day, and I had the radio cranked, and some sub frequencies along with a kick drum just blew the cone. So it still works. It just the cone rattles now. So I just replaced it. So anyway, those were both purchased on eBay. So the last thing I'm going to do is this little switch pod I got. So now if you will go and you look up the brand name switch pods, and now I'm drawing a blank on what they are. But anyway, I mean, you could spend $400 or $500 on them. This system was $80. So it comes with the little controller, all the buttons. You know, they change so this whole thing lights up green, and then when you turn something on, it turns yellow. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty solid. Nice flat wire that I snaked all through the thing, and I'll show you the other side. So that's the pod. That's the fuse box right there, and then down in here, these are all your connectors, so they're all numbered. So I'm not using all of them yet, but anyway, so you open that, and there's relays for your switches and all your fuses. That's it. Very simple. I've had that on a couple of years. It works great. I've got, I think, 4 or 5 accessories hooked up to it, and it works great. No complaints at all, and I didn't spend hundreds of dollars on it. So that was off of Amazon. Oh, and while we're here, the cold air intake. You have to do quotes where you say cold air intake. So basically, it's a pipe with a rubber boot that hooks up to your throttle body, some clamps. Then they give you this thing, which this thing was barely held in place, like it kept coming loose. So I ended up making a bracket to attach it. Now it's fine. This isn't even the filter it came. This is a K&N. That's a really good filter. I replaced it. I'm not into cleaning filters, even though they're supposed to be reusable. I just toss them. So this is a K&N. The old one was just a Red Rock. I don't even know what brand it was, but again, Red Rock is Extreme Terrain's brand, and it's basically all made in China anyway. So, but yeah, it's been fine. It does its job. It's a pipe, and air goes through it. The end. That's it. So no need to spend $500 on that. This was $150, I think, and even that's a lot of money, but for what you get. But yeah, I like it. So yeah, that's it. I have a ton of parts I could keep going through. Rock rails. I got those on Amazon. They've held up great. I got the reinforced hinges / tire carrier on the back. Those it held up pretty good. That was from Extreme Terrain. Really expensive though, and now I'm thinking about getting a bumper with tire carrier anyway, which I'm probably going to get on eBay, because I'm not spending $700-800 plus on that. It's not that vital to me. So, but things like, here's my point though, I think is things like, I have a Skyjacker 2.5-inch lift. I got the springs, shocks, bump stop extenders, all the hardware, track bar brackets, all put together in a kit. And I think it was probably around $600. But I got it on Extreme Terrain, and the good thing about that is they put everything together for you, so you have all the components that work together. It's not like you're piecing it out on Amazon trying to save a few bucks. If it comes to suspension, drivetrain, I would say stick to the reputable retailers like Extreme Terrain, Quadratech, things like that. Engine parts, stuff like that. Factory things, rockauto.com is great. But when it comes to cosmetic stuff, you can definitely save some money on Amazon and eBay and still get quality. Just remember, you do get what you pay for. So You don't have to necessarily take the most expensive. You don't need the cheapest. Definitely don't want the cheapest. But you can always find middle ground. And it's funny because I've gotten good at it, at finding the quality for cheap. And so over time, you will get it. You will make some mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. I have like a graveyard of Jeep parts that I bought. I thought I had to have, and now I took them off and just threw them in a corner because I'm just like disgusted that I even bought it. So let my mistakes help you, but you can get things on Amazon and eBay. So anyway, if anyone has any questions, I'm not putting links to everything in the description because it'll take me a month and a half. But you guys know how to find all this stuff. It's easy. You just search what you want, and a million choices come up. And then you can just do what I said. Find the middle ground. Find one that works for you, for your budget, and that's it. So good luck. If anyone has any questions, you want to know about any specific parts or where I found something, just feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll get back to you. Thank you.